everyone, welcome to another video. Sorry about the glare, it always kind of disturbs me. Is that better? Hopefully. Nice to see you again, and I don't know, I'm just like looking outside, it's snowing. I'll try to insert some footage for you because, I mean, okay, before I get into all the yarny stuff and what I'm wearing, yeah, let's talk a little bit about the weather. So I grew up in a warm country and we had, I remember like the first time we had snow or something like ice falling from the sky was when I was 13, and I think we had like a layer of ice that was like a quarter of an inch thick, and everyone was like completely excited about it. And then I did go to Europe for the first time in my life kind of around that time and actually saw like real snow. I think I was 12, and so that was like a big thing for me. But then the next time was when I was 19, and that was actually more of like real snow. It didn't stick around for so much, but yeah. And then when I'm originally from Israel, so it's a warm country. It's, you know, next to the Mediterranean, so it's kind of like that very temperate, is that the word? You know, it's not like extreme weather there. And then when I studied in Jerusalem, I went to university in Jerusalem, and there it snowed. I think pretty much every winter it snows like 1 or 2 times. And I was like, this is amazing. And I remember there was, I think, no university because everything just like shuts down. Like, you know, the country is just not really ready for it, or it's not, I guess it's not worth to have like all the things for dealing with snow when it's just like a few days a year. So I remember I was actually living that year in the center of Jerusalem, so I could like walk to cafes, and like I walked to a cafe, I think like half the staff couldn't even get, like the staff couldn't even get to work, but you know, there was no university, so that was already like, yay, like a gift. And yeah, but now in the last 10 years I've been living in Austria, and you know, it's like the Alps, and we don't live in, you know, Tyrol or something, which is like famous for the high mountains. We live in an area that to me is more like the Austrian Tuscany, which I prefer, the less dramatic. You know, it's just like very hilly and green, but we do get snow like every year. And yeah, so today it snowed, yeah, like significantly, like, I don't know, probably like 20-30 centimeters, and I didn't want to drive with the car, so I decided to walk with my 6-year-old to the kindergarten, which is 2 kilometers away. And usually it's like a very nice walk, you know, like 25 minutes, like if you leisurely walk along, like half an hour. But today, like on the way there, I mean, she was already kind of like getting tired, and you know, a lot of we live in like rural area, and they clear like the main road, but all the small roads, you know, they will clear it today at some point, but you know, not at like 8 in the morning. So we're actually like walking through like pretty high snow, and it's quite a workout, I have to tell you. And then I had to go back all the way, and I was like, oh, I'm on my own, it's gonna be so much easier without like, you know, a kid. And yeah, so on my way back, I went, a part of the way I went on the kind of main road here, and exactly when I was walking there, the snow plow machines, tractor things, came, and like there's a little like path for pedestrians, and on one side of the road, it's like it's a main road, but you know, it's just like one lane in each direction, and there's only like a pedestrian walkway on one side. Like the other side is more of like a valley, like it's on a hill. So the snow plowers just like pushed all the snow from the street into that pedestrian walkway, and I had to like, you know, I mean, it's one thing to walk when the path is like cleared or it's just like a few centimeters of snow, but to actually walk through like a foot of snow, yeah, it's like a good workout. And at some point I was just like sat there in the snow with like my coat, and it was just like and then I just like, I got home. I mean, thankfully it's like mostly straight or like slightly downhill, but yeah, it was like, it was quite a workout. And I got home like almost 2 hours ago, and I'm still recovering now. I mean, I'm not really like, I don't, you know, I try to stay active and like walk, but I don't do any kind of like, I don't go to the gym or something like that. I mean, I would much rather crochet, but so I'm not like in bad shape, but you know, like walking is never like a problem for me. But this kind of walking, this was like intense. So now I'm just like, I don't have like the energy to do anything. So I thought I would switch on the camera and tell you about my adventures and talk about yarn, because I think for that I can muster the energy. Okay, so I'll start with what I'm wearing. So this is my 4th version of the 2 Become 1 sweater. Thank you for all the people who agreed to test the pattern. I'm also figuring a lot of the things out, like, you know, all the small details as I'm writing it, as opposed to just like doing it, winging it, whatever. And I have enough people, so I'm just going to work through it, write everything. It's my first pattern, so and just kind of figure it out as I go, and people give me feedback, and then I correct things or add whatever information is necessary. But let me just talk about this. So yeah, I'll give you the details. I think what I'm going to do is, I think I will do like a cal, like crochet along on the channel, and then I will also offer the pattern when it's done as like a, you know, ad-free PDF like I see everyone else doing. And you know, that will probably be like a few dollars, like any other patterns that I've seen there, but you will also have the cal on YouTube, so you can kind of figure it out. I really appreciate it when other people do that, and when I see something I really like, I usually just buy the pattern to, you know, first of all have it in like a nice printable, friendly version, and of course support the designer, because I know it's a lot of work. So that's what I'm going to do. And you know, even though it's my first pattern, at some point you just have to like start. And I don't know if I'll do more. I mean, the truth is that I do have a bit of a, I was watching, I want to give a shout out to Ali's Happy Home, I think her channel is called. She left me a comment, and I went to her channel to see her first crochet knitting podcast. And what I really appreciated was that she spoke so candidly about herself, and yeah, and I could relate to a lot of what she was saying. So I definitely have that like obsessive, you know, buy all the things, get all the stuff when I'm into like a new hobby. And I do feel like really excited now thinking about designing patterns, and just like the idea of making my own clothes, and like not just, you know, sewing them, because that honestly, that doesn't really appeal to me. It's more of the craft itself, and then having something that I can do. So that's just me. Maybe one day I'll like become obsessed with sewing or something, but right now for me it's crochet. I just find it so relaxing, so like user-friendly, as opposed to like knitting. I don't know, I mean, the whole process of like, I'm like really scared to frog anything that I knit. Like, I don't even know how that would look. Like, how do you have to probably be like so careful to make sure you don't drop any stitches. And in crochet, that is so simple. So yeah, so I'm a bit into in the last year probably a bit obsessed with this and trying all kinds of different yarns and trying to come up with like color schemes that make me excited. And I'm usually into brights, but I'm actually now really loving these kind of more muted colors, like not neutral, just muted, like a little bit, or semi-muted, let's say. Like what I'm wearing now, this is totally my jam, especially for winter, because I just feel it's like a bit more lively. It makes me a bit more excited than just like gray. And I do love to wear gray, and I live in a country where it's very, you know, like appropriate, or like everyone's wearing gray. And yeah, so I'm just like trying to find my little space in the crochet world. And I do find it's a struggle. Like I can see a ton of like really gorgeous, modern, beautiful knitting patterns, especially for garments. I mean, I think there's a lot of really fun crochet designs for home decor. That's much easier to find, like more of a modern, fun style. But when it comes to clothes, I feel like probably 90% of what I see out there, and this is just like my personal preference, my personal aesthetic, like 90% of what I see doesn't appeal to me. So it's really about like finding my little niche there. And yeah, so this sweater, I made this from Fluffy Day, which is actually the first garment that I made with Fluffy Day. And I have to say, I am really loving it, and I'll explain why. So Fluffy Day is from Hobbii. This is 100% acrylic yarn, and they call it a number 4. To me, it's more like a number 3, but because of the halo and because of the stitch that I used for this sweater, I made this with a number 7, and it's pretty closed. I mean, I don't know if you can even see, like I have a black tank top underneath. I don't know if it even shows. So I'm really happy about that, because, you know, if you work with a bigger hook, it just works up faster. But I don't feel like this is chunky. It's not like a chunky sweater. It really feels like a DK sweater, but made with a larger hook, and it's not itchy. I'm not super sensitive, but to me it's not itchy at all. And I'm like really impressed. So a few changes that I made on this sweater is, well, first of all, I didn't intend for it to have 2 colors. I actually wanted to have a garment just with this color, and I thought it would be a combination of the Fluffy Day, the original one, which is this, and then their newer Fluffy Day XL, which is just like thicker. But I tried a few stitches, I tried a few things, and because I have this color in the XL version, and I bought yarn especially because I would do like a combo sweater, and it just didn't work. So I didn't want to order more yarn and wait for it, and I just grabbed what I have, which was this color. And I do like how it turned out, but this wouldn't have been like my first choice. Like, this is not how I planned it. It's just like I worked with what I had on hand. And for this I used, so the sleeve and like here is one skein, and then here I have another skein. So, and then for the middle and the back, which looks like the front, and then I have, well, here I don't really have a ribbing, but on the bottom here I have a short strip of ribbing. Yeah, I used like a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So basically I needed 3 skeins of this yarn to make a sweater, and it's a little bit cropped, but it's not like super cropped. So I would say you really get a lot. I think it's just like a combination of, you know, the yarn with a halo and the stitch that I used. that I can make a sweater with less than 3 skeins. So you get quite a bit. I mean, this is 100 grams, you get 280 meters. So let's say 3 skeins. I didn't use 3, so that would still give me a lot of meters, like 800 and something. Let's not do math now. I'm tired from all the walking. The meters sounds about right for a sweater, but like 3 skeins, and these were, you know, the price point is somewhere around €5. It depends if they're on sale, it can be a little bit less. If not, it can be a bit more, I think like 6.5 or something like that. But that means you get a sweater for less than €20, at least in my size. I would say this is like a medium size. So that is very, very budget friendly, and I love the look of it. I love the feel of it. And as I was like working on it, it's like my 4th sweater done this way, it really kind of hit me. It wasn't so dramatic, but it's just like hit me that I really need to find stitches that look like this, because I don't really like on a garment the look of like double crochet, like all those straight stitches with the, you know, kind of gaps between them. Of course, sometimes it looks great, but if you want something with like a drape, that means that you can't like really crochet very tightly, and I like closed stitches. So I really need to kind of focus on finding stitches that are not just like, you know, double crochet. I like kind of the half double, but I would probably say I like half double for like hats or, you know, blankets or something like this. But for a sweater, I just need to find like the right stitches. And yeah, this was like really a joy to make. So the few changes that I made from my other sweaters is that I made a very small ribbing here of a half double crochet, which like in the back loop only half double, and this works up really fast. And I used, for this I used, I want to say a 4.5 millimeter hook, and then I added, I think I added a few increases to get the more kind of puffy sleeve. But again, this construction, you know, there are a few things that you have to pay attention to, and I'm sure with every construction there are like these areas where you really have to get things right. Some areas are not as forgiving as others, but all in all, it is so easy to make a sweater that fits exactly like I want. And yeah, I'm like obsessed with this. So I'll show you now what I'm working on. My granny square sweater is coming along. I mean, these are, I actually finished all of the granny squares that I need. I figure I need 24 to make kind of like a, not like cropped cardigan, but like a cardigan that goes a bit below the waist, I'm guessing. I mean, worst case, I'll just do more. And this is how I'm going to like join them. I have to figure out the whole like join as you go, but I'm going to do, you know, a border, like the last row is going to be with this color. And yeah, I just have to figure out how to arrange them. And I also, these were like the first ones that I made, so I didn't get the colors down perfectly, but now I feel like I got them exactly the way I like them. So these are, it's all the same colors. So I have here 5 colors in total, and yeah, and this is like the arrangement. So this is kind of the opposite of this, and this is the opposite of this, if you know what I mean. It's just the colors go in the opposite order. But yeah, this is how I like these, and I just couldn't find an order that used both the blue and the pink in the same one, and that's okay. So I'm just happy that I found something that works for me. And yeah, I think I'll probably do a separate video for this whole thing, and it's very exciting. I'm really, really enjoying it. And then I was also just starting to play along. I thought about maybe I could do a version with just like a spot granny square, which is something, I mean, I knew these things existed, but I kind of got a closer look at it in this really cute course on Domestika about like granny squares. I said I have like a love-hate relationship with the granny square. I kind of like how it looks, but I don't really like all the holes in it. And I know there are ways that you can make it tighter, but still, even if you do it like super tight, first of all, it probably won't be nice for like wearables. And then secondly, you still get like a few holes. So something like this spot granny square concept is really appealing to me. So this was just like a little experiment from the same yarn, but I think this could make, like, I'm thinking hot pink polka dots with, I don't know, like, the problem is with this yarn that I've showed here before, it's like this Phil Gourmand, probably butchering the name, from Phildar yarn, which is just like so soft. It's like cotton balls, and I just really don't like their white because it really looks like cotton balls. And yeah, but I don't know, I think I have to like make a sweater with some polka dots. I think it'll just look amazing, and this is a very easy way to make polka dots, and I love polka dots, if that wasn't clear. So I might attempt to do something with that after I finish the granny square project. I mean, it's quite a bit. I have to join all the granny squares, and then I have to add sleeves, and which I'm thinking I might use the same stitch that I did here, or do a half double. I'm not sure, but yeah, so I have to add sleeves, and I have to add ribbing everywhere, like on the neckline, at the bottom, because I do want to do a cardigan, even though a sweater would probably be much, much easier. Maybe I should do a sweater. We'll see. I'll start with the back, which is just like 12 of these together, and then I'll see how I feel about it. So that's that. Another thing I'm working on is this thing, which I'm really enjoying the pattern and I'm really enjoying the colors, but this was a bit of a oopsie. So I'm a patron of this really lovely crochet designer, and it's just fun to like just watch her. She's really, really cute. Her name is Maya Luna, I want to say Carbazon, I'm not sure. But she also has a YouTube channel which hasn't been active for a few months, and I think now she's back. And she's just like really fun and like bubbly. And I know she has a second tier on her Patreon, I think for people who want to like design garments, which might actually be a good fit for me. But I'm just not, like, I have a lot of other things going on. I mean, crochet is like my hobby. My day job is like my art business, and yeah, and other like YouTube channels. So I'm not sure if I'm ready to like invest in that just yet. But yeah, so every month she has like a free pattern, and you know, free, like for her patrons. And yeah, and in November, the pattern was this really cute kind of tunic made with these panels with this kind of stitch repeat. And I just really love her choice of colors. She's really into those like semi-muted, I would say, like those, it's like colorful, but it's not bright, if that makes sense. And like these kinds of colors. So I actually got the yarn that she used for her tunic. I'm not sure I'll do that because I don't know. I mean, on her it looks fantastic, but she's also like tiny, and I think everything looks incredible on her. But I don't know if I'll like wear such a thing, even though it makes me very happy to look at it. So I'm thinking maybe I'll just do like a infinity scarf because I am enjoying it. Now, I did buy her yarn, but this was a bit of an oopsie, not her yarn, the yarn that she uses. But when I got the yarn, I discovered that it has 20% wool in it. And I don't use animal fibers, but the place where I bought it from, it's just like this huge, the only place I found it is like this big website that I've never shopped from. I think it's Austrian, and it just has like a ton of stuff. Like yarn is just like one part of, like, they have a ton of other stuff. And I didn't know the website, and it just had like, you know, a menu or like the details of the yarn. It just said like polyacryl. And only later when I got the yarn and went back to check, I saw that there was like another drop menu that you had to like open, and then it showed you like the exact composition of the yarn. So I can't return it anymore, so the damage is done. I am going to use it, but I'm not gonna buy it again. It is nice to work with, you know, but I don't use animal fibers. So yeah, and I think there are plenty of similar yarns that are just like acrylic or cotton blends or something like this. So yeah, but this is beautiful. This is called Paint by Katia. I don't think this is easy to find anymore. This is a Spanish brand. The color is 73, and you can just see it has like these gorgeous, it's like a muted rainbow. I really, really love it. It's very nice to work with. I'm doing this with a number 4 hook, and it is kind of open, but also because it has like twisted double crochet and bubbles. It's very enjoyable. I'm really enjoying it. It fits this very nicely. So you can kind of see where I am with those colors. But yeah, I'm not sure I'll do like the full pattern. I'm not sure. I was also a bit lazy and I didn't do like a gauge swatch. And so you have to make 4 of these panels to make the sweater, and this is a bit too big. So I'm not sure. I mean, I could just start over, kind of don't wanna. And I thought maybe I could do 2 of these larger panels. I mean, it's just like slightly bigger, and I think this should be kind of fitted. So yeah, maybe I'll do 2 larger ones and then kind of correct it a bit with the remaining 2 of the 4. So I don't know, or I'll just do like an infinity scarf. Maybe that'll be more useful to me. But yeah, I do like the yarn. It's just like, I'm not gonna buy it again. But I'll show you a few other types of yarns that I got just because I was really into like all of these pretty colors. So again, from the same brand, I bought 3 of these, and yeah, I think they're beautiful, but the colors are just gorgeous. Katia is, you know, if you're familiar with it, it's just a really, really lovely Spanish brand. I kind of want to go to Spain so I can, I don't know, visit like one of their stores or somewhere that stocks them. And yeah, so I'll tell you a bit about this. I don't know if you can get this, but the color is 66, and this is gorgeous. Really, really gorgeous. I wish they made acrylic version of it, so you can see you have like these mauve colors on the outside of this skein, then kind of a mustardy color, then it goes into blue, turquoise, purple, and this kind of deep red. Really, really lovely. 150 grams will give you 540 meters, 590 yards. This is 5 ounces and a third. So this is 80% acrylic and 20% wool. Yeah, really lovely. Not for me, sadly. I mean, I will try and do something with these, but I won't repurchase it. And this colorway is a bit warmer, also very beautiful. I think the one I'm using right now in this one is my favorite. This is more of a summer feel. It gives me more of a summer feel. This is color 75. Very pretty, all 3 of them. Nothing I can say about that. And a few others that I found that I think kind of have the same vibe to them. Very, very similar, actually, looking at it. I mean, I know this reads a lot brighter, but kind of, I'm getting the same vibe. Maybe the other one? Yeah, maybe like this one. I don't know. The Katia one just got the colors a little bit better, I feel. But anyway, this is Mandala from Lion Brand. And this is called Warlock. And this is a number 3 weight yarn. And yeah, same thing, 150 grams give you 540 meters, 590 yards, and this is 100% acrylic. So I would say these are very, very comparable in look, in feel. The details are pretty much the same, you know, like how much you get. This is like a little color swatch. So very pretty. And then the same yarn, I guess, I also got this colorway. So yeah, I would say this is kind of similar. A more muted rainbow. This is Chimera, this is called. And then for another different vibe, I think maybe this one I would do something like a cute little pillow or something like that. I want to do maybe like a bubble pillow, something like that. So this is Mandala Baby, Bebe. And yeah, same thing, 150 grams, 100% acrylic. And I just love the colors. I mean, look at that. Isn't that pretty? So I would probably also totally wear a sweater like this. I mean, looking at this, it makes me very, very happy. I thought I really want to do a sweater like using my design, but with kind of rainbow sleeves. And using a yarn like this makes it so easy. You could get 2 skeins and make an entire sweater with them. Maybe I should do my rainbow sleeves sweater. That would make me happy. I think that is everything. I talked a lot. I feel rested. And oh yeah, I wanted to say just about the sweater. So this one actually I didn't do any decreases in the front. I just made it, you know, like a really like an open neckline, which is very popular design with like really simple sweaters. Not that it's a problem to do the decreases. I mean, for my pattern I will do like a few decreases, and I show everything and explain everything. But I just wanted to try it and see how it looks. And I really like how it looks here, but probably here it's just like a tiny bit too high. So I would probably change it if I did this again. But I did a different neckline here, and I'm actually really pleased with myself, the way that I did it. It's kind of complicated to explain, but I think it looks really nice, if I do say so myself. And then on the bottom I did a very loose little ribbing, again with a half double. Like I didn't want to like really make it tight or anything. I just wanted it loose, but still I think the ribbing just adds a more of a finished, it just looks a bit more finished like it. So these are the changes that I made with this, and I just feel with this construction it's so easy to customize it and really get, like, I feel like the 4 sweaters that I made are completely different, have a different look, a different feel, different design to them, and these were very small changes. So that really makes me happy. And I also have like all kinds of ideas floating in my head on how to continue using this basic construction with like a ton of other options. So it's all like percolating. And of course I will share with you everything that I make. Where was I? I don't know. I lost track of time. So I showed you all the yarn. And I just wanted to show you, no, I didn't show you all the yarn. I have one more thing that I bought a few weeks ago and I didn't show you. So I went to my, like one of the closest to me actually yarn stores, which is also the prettiest in my area. It's in a village nearby and it's just gorgeous. I mean, yarn wise, it's less tempting for me because now, especially in winter, I think it's almost everything there is from like wool, like animals. So there's not a lot I can buy there, and it's probably for the best. But yeah, I just wanted to go there just to see if I could find something before the current lockdown, which should be over on the weekend, but it's been 3 weeks, so all the shops except the, you know, supermarkets and like pharmacies, everything is closed. And I just saw this, and even though it's not my usual cup of tea, it was just so pretty and like beautifully packaged. So this is, yeah, no words. I don't know, I just thought it was beautiful. And I think, you know, I mean, I don't know if you can see, but I have blue eyes, so I think it would probably be really nice to wear something with this. And it's just like lovely. So this is from Scheepjes, and it's their Skies yarn, which is 100% cotton. And where does it say? Yeah, this is 100% premium blend cotton. And I think the colors, they just have these really cool names, like Alto Stratus and Alto Cumulus. So all kinds of like, you know, cloud, sky themed. And they just have this beautifully, like, you can see that the dye it's very, you know, it's not like really speckled, but I don't know, I just find it looks like the yarn has like more depth than just like those super bright, you know, like acrylics or even like cotton yarns. So this just looks, I mean, this is just so beautiful. Like, focusing on my face, I'm aware, but yeah, it's just really lovely. Each of these little ones has 28 grams, 47 meters. Feels beautiful, very soft, and I don't know exactly what I'm going to make with it. I have to look online, see if I can find some inspiration, but I thought maybe like to try a raglan sweater, because I have done like top-down circular, you know, like yoke style sweaters, but I haven't done a raglan, and maybe this would be fun with something like that. So yeah, I just thought this was really beautiful, and I wanted to support the local store. And in winter it's kind of hard because they don't have a ton of like vegan friendly. She mostly has like high-end stuff, so there's not a ton of like acrylic yarn there, but it's a beautiful store and the shop owner is always lovely. And I bought also just like some knitting needles and then this one, and yeah, so that's it for real now. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in another video soon. Take care. Bye bye.